I am back. Now, what were we doing? Let's see. Okay, so I was saying, let me know if the music is. Actually, I think maybe it's me. Maybe I'm just need to turn down my headset a little bit. Let's see. Is the music? I'm just looking at the mixer in OBS. I think it's okay. It's not too loud, hopefully. Okay. So anyway, right. So my concern was that when we switch, like when we get to the point where one video becomes the next, this is hard to. Of the videos that are like, of the sequence of videos that we're playing, right? When we go from one to the next, what's going to happen is we're going to lose state. Yeah, let's just make it happen, and we'll see the problems, and then I think that's the point where we'll use this function to kind of fix it up. Okay, so it should be the case that as time elapses, handle time update gets called. Handle time update changes the playhead time based on the current time of the current video and the media offset of the current item. And so eventually we get to a point in time. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this in handle video. So let's make sure that handle video indent actually happens. So we should be able to see that pretty fast at 25x. If it wasn't broken. I did provide that seek2 function that just console logs right now. Right, so you can imagine, like if I click at 104.25, that's a number. Is that milliseconds? Yeah. 626. 6,265 seconds. Yeah, that seems right. How long is this video? Well, I mean, we are going at 25x, so it's going pretty fast. So what we should see is that the video will... So the playhead should advance up to the very end of the video. I guess that is not going to move it to, well, one would think that the start of the next video would be at the end of the previous one, right? So we should get, if we're on the first video, it's offset as 0. And we add the whole length of the first video file, that should be greater than or equal to the offset of the second video. And so what should happen is that this by itself, yeah, we'll see the thing where it triggers the, oh, this is the end of the video, but then the SRC attribute should get updated to be the second video. But then the state gets messed up. That should happen. And so this will be interesting. I think what we'll have to do is somehow fix up the state, like reset the state of the video element to like put it back where it should be. That is, if it was supposed to be playing, it should continue playing. If it was muted, it should continue to be muted. If it was looping, looping is a problem that I haven't solved yet, right? Because we can't just set the video to loop. That doesn't make any sense because it'll just loop that one segment. Do I even care about looping? Probably not. Maybe I'll remove it. That'll make things easier. I think this video shouldn't be longer than an hour. So at some point, we should see something in the console saying, oh, that was the end of the video file. Maybe potentially we'll see a GET request for episode 132.mp4 as well. Okay, things happened. So we didn't see something we didn't see a console log saying, oh, in a video file. We do see a request for the next video file. It currently thinks it's playing, right? Because it says you can pause by clicking this, right? Maybe icons would be better here. Okay. So the issue is now the state of the component thinks there is a playing video. And the video thinks it's paused because it's, oh, now I'm playing episode 132. And we didn't run video ended because we got to where the end of the video would be and immediately replaced it with the next video. Or there's a bug. But I think this is the case. So how is this going to work? How is this going to work? I guess what we want to do... Maybe there's a callback that we can leverage here. I don't know that I want to, for instance, every time there's a time update, try to resync the video state. That may not be great. But all unended apparently does not happen. I'm probably just going to get rid of... Did I have... Oh, I did have it on end. What is this for? Nothing. Nothing actually calls that. Okay. Let's remove some things that we don't actually need. One is that. The other is looping. Looping is not a thing that I apparently care about, as it turns out. It was one of those, this seems like a good idea things that seems now unnecessary. Okay. So, what do we have here? On change, on click, on copy, on cut, on drag, on drop, on load start. Let's go back to MDN. What I got here? Load start. What is that? Fire when the browser has started to load a resource. Maybe we have like can play. Yeah. On can play sounds like the kind of thing I want. Handle can play. play. And then I don't want to do that. I don't want to try to simulate autoplay. What I want to do is I want to call sync video state. In fact, really, I could probably just pass that there. Maybe this will work. So let's talk about. Ooh, does that mean that I can? What if I get rid of this? And I pass set playhead time. C2. Will this work? If I like seek to 72 seconds. And play. Okay. So one thing, we are playing the second video, but we're playing it from the beginning. We lost kind of our play state within, like, right. Okay. Interesting. One option I have is in sync video state. I could look at the current play time of the video, and then if it is and set it in some way, but that's not necessary most of the time. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo what I just did, where I had this handle seek2. And what we're going to do is we're going to well, we have to set playhead time, yeah, but we also need to. Let's see, we can move this up. Move this to like maybe here. Okay, so if we don't have a video ref, we give up. Otherwise, well, we do have a media item. Except, oh, I see. Yeah. So we need to do this, and this doesn't need to be up here anymore. It's like, well, can we look at the media item? But no, we would need to calculate that anyway because we're seeking to a new time. So where's the media item for the time that we are seeking to? Okay. And then, yes, then we want to set the current time of the video to be seek time milliseconds minus the offset of this media item. Turn back into seconds, right? So if we want to seek halfway into the second video, then halfway into the second video, let's pretend that both videos are the same length. So halfway into the second video is at 3/4 of the way through the whole thing, right? So the milliseconds will be 3/4 of the total milliseconds, and the media item to offset will be the halfway point. So that becomes like 1/4 of the whole thing, or yeah. Anyway, it makes sense, I think, what we're doing here, right? So we're seeking to the point in the video segment that we are actively playing. Will be actively playing once. Oh yeah, now that's going to be a problem. So at this point, so let's talk about kind of the sequence of events here, right? So before you click in the control to seek, or in the progress bar, to seek to a particular point in time, you have video number 1 playing, right? And you click somewhere that would take you into video 2. When you click, it runs this function. At the point in time when you run the function videoref.current, well, all the times after the initial loading, right? That's going to be the video element. But that video element will be playing video number 1. What we need to not do this until video number 2 is loaded. I see. Okay, so I think this is the wrong place to do this. I think what we want to do, in fact, is we want to use set playhead time here, and then when we sync video, well, so we have this. We want to do all of these things, but we need to do more. Right? We need to do more on-cam play. Or alternatively, we can make sync video state. Try to adjust the current play, the current time of the current video. If I do that, what does that mean? That would be odd. You don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do that here because then we're going to have to, that's going to be extra work that we don't need to do every time. Okay, so let's do this. We're going to make this function after all. And play. Have this be here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to say, so before we sync the video state, we want to update the current time. To do that, we need to figure out what is the media item for the current playhead time. Now, at the point in time that happens, we'll have already... Okay, so I think we can move this up. It's probably better. Move this up to here, because we can use this media item, because playhead time will have been updated through a re-render before this function gets executed. Which means we don't have to look up media item here. And instead, current time is... Yes, the current playhead time minus the current media item's offset. And convert it into seconds. And then we want to call sync video state. Now, oh right, I'm like, why can't I scroll when the mouse is over here? This is because this is a sidebar that has its own kind of like scroll activity. That's why. I'll turn off follow playback. And if I were to play, well, it's broken. Whoops. Why is it broken? Can I seek? Whoops. Oh no. Interesting. Okay, so play doesn't work anymore. I pause and I skip ahead. Okay, we have some kind of fighting here where it's like seeking between different things. Interesting. What's going on there? Let's add some logging. And sorry about the flashing, by the way. Hopefully that's not too annoying. Handle can play. Okay, let's add some log here. Can play. And maybe time update is happening as well. What else could be happening? It's probably some interaction like these callbacks. Stuff re-rendering. Oh, hey, look. Interesting. Can play time update. Interesting. That seems bad. That seems really bad. What's going on there? Are we doing something inside of these callbacks that's causing a re-render? Well, handle time update is calling set playhead time. Huh. Maybe I should store kind of the state of which index in the list they're currently playing and its offset. Like, just separately store those things. I mean, this isn't changing though, right? Yeah, 0. So if I were to not call set playhead time, is that still happening? Yes. If I were to comment out sync video state, like, what is kind of is it this line? So by updating the current time. Okay, so we need to be a little bit more clever about this. Const target time. So how does that go? Okay. Like, apparently that has some consequences. If you set the current time, even if it's the value that it already has. Okay. And then what does sync video state do? Just make sure that hopefully this doesn't have any. Let's just uncomment this and see, does that introduce any kind of like recursive or any kind of like paired like back and forth? No. Okay. And then if I unwind this again. Okay. So far so good. Follow playback and play. Hey, playing works. If I seek into the video, that's broken. If I seek into the next video, the next video plays. But I can't seek further into it, unfortunately. Okay. Well, hey, it's progress. Why? Yeah. So clicking there should set the playhead time. That's yeah. You can see when I click, it briefly is there, and then somehow the playhead time goes back. Right, because what we do in this time update function is we reset the playhead time based on the time in the video that has elapsed. Okay, so if I disable this, then the timeline will stop updating. This will stop updating. But does that... That allows me to change it, but it does not fix the fact that the points in time of the video does not change. Okay. Why? Okay, why is... Set playhead time here. Takes playhead time. So what should happen is that should cause a re-render that updates me. Sure. But there's nothing here that is going to... Right, so when we have handle can play, that will update the current time of the video. Huh. I'm confused. Yeah, I don't know. Need to calculate this again, like this. Maybe not. Yeah, let me restart. So can play happens. We hit play. Time is advancing. If I skip to 14 minutes in, nothing happens. Why? Well, what's supposed to happen is that it updates the playhead time. There's nothing, I guess, there's nothing that's forcing that change of the playhead time into actually advancing the video. Have I omitted this key step? Right, the video advances by itself. Okay, yeah, so seek 2, or handle seek 2. Thing that we are missing. Probably... Sure. So when I do that, that's not sufficient. I need to update video current time, which is the thing we also did right here. Actually, that's kind of interesting, right? Because then that would mean actually, yeah. So wait a second. If I reload this and I skip to like here, that works because can play handle can play is executed when the playhead time is kind of midway through the video, right? So play, we carry on from there. Okay, so that makes sense to me. There's a function in here. We could potentially extract. And that function is called seek video to playhead time. Right. Target time is playhead time minus video current time. If it's not into that, then do that. Okay. And really the only point of doing that is because we're going to need it twice, and I don't want to... The handle can play is going to handle syncing the video state for me if we are skipping between videos, because skipping to a point in time that's in a different video causes the on can play event, which then runs all of this. So it's really when we are seeking in a way that does not let's do this. Yeah, there you go. Do that, and we don't need that. It's only when we are seeking within the video that we need to do this logic in a way that also doesn't sync the video. So now I can seek a little bit, sort of, kind of. That works within that one video, maybe. Seek to the end, seek to the next video, and it's broken. And we end up in this. Okay, that's interesting. Let's not do that. Does that happen when I play here? If I seek within... Oh no, we end up in this situation. This is bad. What am I doing here that it's so problematic? Playhead time minus video current time. This is in no, this is not right. Current time is in seconds. Playhead time is in milliseconds. So we have a unit issue to start with. Okay, so now seconds minus seconds. And if okay, I'm confused. Why are we using current time here? What are we trying to do? What was the let's back up a couple of steps. Okay, so before we were using media item offset. Okay. Yeah, that was not the same thing at all. Okay. There we go. All right. So right. Let's change this around a little bit. Yeah, we need to, oops, not construct a cipher. That's not what we need to do. There we go. We need that. This is in milliseconds. This is in milliseconds. This is in seconds. These are all in seconds. And that does a thing. Okay. And then here, it needs to have media. All right. Cool. Okay. So do that. Then handle seek to. Oh, that was where we were doing that. Okay. So in the other place, we're doing this. And time is playhead time. Yeah. Yeah. And we just have time here, which is getting set to the new playhead time. So, yes. Does this work? Okay, we can play. We can play it. We can seek within a video. If I seek to the next video, ooh, it did not take me to the point of time that I seek to. I seek to the beginning of the video. If I seek midway, okay, that does work. And I can seek back, forward. If I go to the first video, oh, it resets me back. Okay. That's not great. That's not quite right. It's very close. And I'm assuming my seek, my external seek doesn't quite work, right? So like there, there, there. Yeah, it wants to go there and then it fails. Yeah, interesting. Huh. Yay, bugs. I guess one thing, just fundamentally. So how long is this first video? It's like 55 minutes, right? 56:36. 56. Yeah. 56. So what we should see here is like an outro in a second, and then it should carry on to the next video. This is probably I mean, it's all important in working, but yeah, let's see. Should be like 30 seconds, and maybe it'll work. Maybe it'll transition to the next video seamlessly. I mean, these are, yeah, it did that, which is not great, but it did carry on. What I was gonna say is these two videos are not actually like video segments that are like directly sequential. Like these are edited videos, so it's not quite the same experience as if this was just like one video continuing to the next, continuing to the next, which is an actual use case. Yeah, so the video continues playing. The timestamp is right. The main issue seems to be that we can seek within one video, but if we try to seek to a different video, see this time update. We see can play. Yeah, so like multiple things happen here. So we see time update, can play, time update. That's pretty normal because like time updates is happening at like every second or whatever as the video is playing, and can play happens every time we kind of, yeah, I guess it's basically the same behavior in terms of like the events happening here. But it seems like when we try to, okay, let's look at handle seek 2. Let's make sure that so see a seek 2 being called a few times. Very big number. What is that? 1.2 million. And we seek to here. Wait, why did that work? Okay, it didn't work then. Okay. yeah, if I seek to here, this is like 3 million, right? Right around there. If I seek back to here, and I seek to a number. So it's not like the input. It's not like the UI element's giving the wrong value to seek to. It's that for some reason it's losing the fact that it wants to seek to that time. Seek video to playhead time. Oh, right. Right. So the issue is, hey, it's the same thing we talked about, I don't know, however long ago, right? So when we're on video 2, we want to, right, we need to update the current time of the video after the video is playing the other file, which is a problem. And how do we fix that? Well, what was supposed to happen is that we're doing that inside of can play, which gets called once the second video gets loaded. We call seek video to playhead time. With playhead time, I think the issue may be that playhead time. Okay. We have two things going on here. One in which we are taking what happens in the video to update playhead time so that we can see the video playing, like it shows up in the playhead. We also want to update it to make things happen. Maybe we need two things. We need a playhead time and a target playhead time. So when the UI says, hey, seek to this time, we update target playhead time. And then in things like handle can play and handle well, not time update. Time update's the opposite. We want to set playhead time to reflect where we are from the media playing. But handle seek to, we want to set target playhead time. Does that work? The other complication here is like using the seek to. I feel like maybe this is kind of a corner that I've painted myself into here with this approach, where maybe we could make this simpler. If what we are rendering, like this, is actually state. And then the playhead time within that one media file. That gets more complicated though. And we're like syncing. That could be interesting, because then we have that state of where the current video file is playing. And then we are converting that, sharing that state from the perspective of the whole timeline. Would that work? Would that cause other problems? then we wouldn't store the overall playhead state at all. That would be a calculated value based on the index in the media list and the timestamp within that media file. And then everywhere we're currently setting playhead time, we would. Yeah, that could be simpler. Does that solve our problem of? Well, let's step through this. Okay, so what's happening is that we are calling seek2, right, from the progress bar. And the progress bar doesn't know anything about the individual media files. It just knows the overall playhead time and where the user wants to seek to. So this function would look at the state that it has, and the information that it has, and it would translate the milliseconds within the whole video stream into which file, the index of the array, and the time within it that it needs to seek to, and it would update that state. And then we would probably use a use effect, because we should be able to, like on the video ref.current, set the source and set the time when that changes. And that works regardless of what time we're seeking to, if it's in this video file or in a different one. Maybe. Let's see, where are we at? I'm gonna start working on that. Let's see how far we get. Lunch at some point needs to happen. So let's rewrite it again. So how do I want to represent this? So current video index, current video playhead time. Offset is fine, sure. So initially we're 0 seconds in on the first video, right? And then we can have some fun here. We can make a function called set playhead time, and we can use this to translate, right? So then we say const media item equals that. So actually call this milliseconds. Right, so we find in the media list which item corresponds to that point in time. And but we don't actually want that. We actually want this index. Media index times, it's the same signature except just this part. And like that. Sort of constant equals that. And return. And then do that. All right. Onwards. Okay, so we get the media item index for that point in time. And we want to say, oh, this is, okay, that's fine. Const media item. We may end up not actually needing the other function because we need this as well, right? So it's like media item index for time. There we go. And then the reason we need the media item too is we need the offset from it to subtract it. Here's a question. Do I want to store these as separate states or store them together? Let's store them together. So we're going to do something like current video, set current video. And this is going to be something where it's like it has a type. It's going to embed index and offset, and start like that. Because these are going to get changed. I think I want to monitor them together. It's simpler if they're separate. Let's see how bad it gets if I do it this way. Then we do like set current video index to be media item index and set the offset to be not that. Milliseconds minus media item offset, right? So however, like if this is the first video file, then the offset when we seek to the very the beginning, milliseconds is 0. Media item offset is also 0, so that's the beginning. If we want to seek 10 seconds in that first file, we'll offset is 0, so then we seek 10 seconds in milliseconds into that current video. Okay. What's this complaining about? All right. This hook does not specify all its dependencies. Set playhead time. Right, we need to use use callback here to do this, right? Yeah, I think so. Okay, because if we just pass set playhead time, then we get this complaint: set playhead time changes every re-render and should not be used as a hook dependency. But it is a dependency, so we have to do something about that, right? So we say something like const set playhead time equals use callback. Import that. It's right there. And then we have to list our dependencies, of course. And then this is happy. Okay. So that gives us the ability to expose this interface in which we are able to set the playhead time relative to the overall video playthrough. And then this translates it into an individual video that's playing. And then just, the rest of the owl, right? So we don't have to look up media item here anymore. Probably I'm just going to remove a lot of the logic here. Sync video state still has to happen because when we switch from one video to the other, we want the state to persist. So we have to reapply anything when we switch to the next thing. When the time updates within the video, we do need to advance time. That happens a different way, right? So now this becomes like set current video offset. Turn those seconds into milliseconds. So whatever the current time is within this video, we update this. Handle seek2 uses set playhead time, which then does all of the logic. Then we don't need any of that anymore. All of that's fine. SRC, we actually just use. All right? We do need to do that to actually get the URL of the media. And then we actually need to recalculate playhead time instead, so we have to go the other way, right? So when somewhere in here, maybe here, playhead time is media current video index offset plus current video offset. Yeah. And that doesn't have any errors somehow. How broken is the UI? Can play. Let's turn off this. Oops. Turn off this. Play. It plays. I'm surprised. If I seek to a value, yeah, that's broken. Okay. And then, oh, now it sort of works. I mean, it's not playing. Things are still broken, but we can kind of seek. Yeah. So, this took actually longer than I was thinking it was going to take, and that's funny to say because it's still not done. Still have some back-end issues to figure out as well, where like, yeah, the videos that we're storing are in a format that I don't think browsers will play. So we're gonna have to probably do some transcoding. It really begs the question of like, maybe part of that work on the back end could be like stitching the video files together or streaming them in some way, and maybe I don't need to do any of this. So I think I'm gonna do a little bit more reading about that. But this was interesting. Nonetheless, just kind of exploring different ways of like plugging these different things together in React. And it bears further thought. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna commit what we have as kind of a change video URL, upgrade TypeScript, refactor. Actually, honestly, just work in progress from November 3rd stream is honestly what was really going on there. So I'll push that up to the issue 6 branch, and there's a pull request on Glowing Telegram video editor. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it though. I need to go see about getting some lunch. So thanks so much for coming out to the stream today, and, hanging out. Stream probably will be tomorrow, back to Great Tech, and then yeah, maybe more satisfactory this Friday, back to Kubernetes. It's in a few weeks, some PTO, and I don't even know what my schedule is going to be like there, but it's going to be a lot more streams. So until then, take care. Bye for now.